Hello everyone, this is Pranava Rao, and in today's video we'll be continuing with the METACTF series. In this video we'll be covering the challenges of cryptography, web exploitation, and finally the reverse engineering. So let's dive in. So coming to the challenge, I need to get into this archive, but I forgot the password for it as well. All I remember is it's the same 4-digit PIN I used on my luggage log. So let's download this archive file. I'll save it in my downloads folder. Now I'll open up my terminal and browse into the downloads folder. Inside the downloads folder, I can see the zip file to be present. And when I look into the file type of this zip file, I can see that it's a regular zip file archive. But when I try to unzip this file, I see that I need to enter the PIN, only which, after it being authenticated, is going to extract the files inside the zip file. So if I enter any random PIN, get the response as incorrect PIN. I'm just trying to guess for the pins which is possible and to extract it. We can use a method for brute forcing these pins and then going to enter or crack this pin, for which first we need to capture the hashes of the password which is stored. We can use a tool called zip2john, which is going to capture the hashes of the pin, and then later we can use a tool called John the Ripper, which is going to then crack the hashes using the dictionary. So let's check that out. Zip2john, enter the file name or the zip file which you want to be extracting from. In my case, luggages.zip, and the name that you want to be giving for the hashes to be saved in the file name. In my case, I will name it as luggages.hashes itself. Press enter. So this has saved the hashes of the pin which we need to be cracking. So if I list out the files present in my directory, I can see the hash file and also the zip file. So when I list out the contents of the luggages.hashes, I can see the hash of our pin to be present there. Now using the tool called John the Ripper, John luggage.hashes, and when I press enter, you will be running the John the Ripper tool to extract the pin using the hash, using the default dictionary which is present for cracking it. In my case, I've already extracted the pin. Hence, I'll use the option called show, which is going to display the cracked password of it. Or in our case, it's the pin, which is 7123. I'll copy this pin. Now using the same command, unzip luggages.zip, and then enter this pin. This is going to extract the files inside the zip file, and we can see we get the file called flag.txt. So cat flag.txt, and we get the flag of this challenge. Coming to the reverse engineering challenge, we recover this executable from a device, but we can't figure out how to make the program run. We suspect the code was compiled for a system with a different CPU architecture. Can you figure out which architecture it was compiled for? The flag is the name of the architecture. You don't need to run or take apart the executable. This flag is not METACTF format, it's just the name of the architecture. You only have 10 attempts on this challenge. Okay, let's download the executable, save it in my downloads folder. And here, let me clear this. Okay, we see the astronaut file to be there. So file astronaut. So this is going to display the contents or the file type of the executable. And we see that this executable was Peninsula X tenants. Okay, so I've already solved this challenge, so I know that this is the file type or the executable type in the architecture which was used for compiling this program or this executable. Coming to the third challenge, which is the web exploitation. I'm trying to log into my online crypto wallet, but I forgot my password. There's no password reset feature and I can't reach support. Can you help me log in and get the flag? My user is Jimmy. Okay, this user. You can download the source code here. Looks like there might be an issue with how the user input is injected into the SQL query. Okay, I'll download the zip file and let's go to the web application here. So this is a typical web application of a login page. So if I try to log in with the username, let me copy the username and with some password, a random password at 123. I get login failed, please try again. Or with any other password like password, some random password. And I have no clue of what password is being used in here, but I have the username with me. So if you look into the source code of this particular page, let me zoom in. And down here, we can see the way how the content what I'm entering into the input field, which is the username and the password, is being transmitted to the server or the backend server for being verified. Okay, so on analysis of this PHP code or the script code, we can see that the username and the password is being sent to the server in the raw format. For this, let's capture the request that we are sending to the server using burp suite. Let me open the settings, then select my proxy, then open up my burp suite. Inside the burp suite, I'm going to capture the request of all the requests that is being sent from this page. So once I click reload, I get this page being forwarded. So I'll forward this. And now I will click on the login button. Now we see that we get the username and the password being sent to the server. Let me send this to the repeater. Once in repeater, I'm going to send this request directly to see the response that I'm going to be getting from entering these inputs into the input field. So when I enter this input as username and the password, I can see that there's a debug function to be enabled. And inside the debug function, I can see the SQL query that is being sent to the server being displayed to me. And then this is the output of the query being successful or not. And in the query, I can see that we have given the query as select username and with the databases from user where username is equal to the username that we want to, and the password is being converted into a hash. So no matter what password I'm going to be giving in, I need to work on the username field to extract any of the input or the contents inside the database. It's only going to be done through the username field. For which I'm going to try with the query of the regular or the typical SQL injection which we are going to be using, which is the quotes or 1 equal to 1 with quotes, and then I'm going to be using the hash to comment out the rest of the code. And when I send this query, I see that I get login failed, please try again. Okay, that's due to this being wrong. Let's try with this comment. Okay, so now using this, I can see that I am being logged in as admin. That's because I'm trying to say the SQL or the backend server telling that either check for this username or check if 1 is equal to 1 and please ignore whatever comes further. And that's why I'm giving comment here. So now I need to say that I want the user to be the username what I have, and then I want it to also verify or to comment out rest of the part. So I'm going to just give it as and, which is going to verify that is 1 equal to 1, and then going to comment out whatever comes after it. So if I send this, I get login failed. That's due to, I'm guessing, this one. Yeah. And now I get the flag out of this. So this was a very basic SQL injection, what was given here, where I just needed to comment the further whatever comes after the username, the passwords, the hashes, all are going to be commented out using this comment operator. So hope you enjoyed, and Learn something new out of this video? Okay then, thank you.